What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Contractor Secrets podcast. In today's episode, I sit down with a very, very good friend, Skylar Stewart. Now, Skylar actually goes all the way back to when I first started actually coaching or wanting to coach contractors and putting out information. He was actually one of the first people that I helped navigate the waters of business. And a funny story about him, he actually started a company called Green Line home services, where he was going to do all sorts of things. And even way back then, I gave him the advice to niche down and only do painting. And he took it and ran with it. So just chatting with him, catching up. He was on the podcast about a year ago. Really crazy stat here that he's going to share with us about how his business has grown. So I hope you enjoy this conversation on the Contractor Secrets podcast. The big question you need to ask yourself every day is, do I own a job or do I own a business? And unfortunately, the majority of contractors out there own a job. That's right, they're a slave to their own business. But the other side of the fence is so much greener, it's so much better, and that's when you're finally fully in control of your destiny, your freedom, your time. And that's what Contractor Secrets is about. It's about taking back our time, building a business with systems, standards, values, procedures, putting yourself in the driver's seat. And that's what it's about. So I'm excited. I'm happy to have you here. Let's dive into the Contractor Secrets podcast. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Contractor Secrets podcast. Special guest here, Skylar, the Sky Guy, PGH Painters. What's up, dude?
Hey, Tanner. Thanks for having me on, man.
Great to have you back. Last time we spoke, it was my third podcast episode. You were telling us how you were going to be a real estate mogul. You were heading heavily into that direction. That was right at the start of the pandemic. Since then, I don't think you've bought any more properties. You've scaled back on the real estate adventure and you've doubled down on the painting business. If you don't know, Skylar's business is PGH Painters. He's got really awesome, fun, cool branding, head-turning branding, and you've grown. So what's the pivot, and what's the state of the union?
Yeah. So decent amounts changed since then. I think last time we did that podcast, we just called each other on the phone, and now we're on the Zoom and everything here, a little more professional.
I got the mic now.
Yeah, you got the mic, and yeah, no, things are going really good. That is something I talked about whenever we were originally doing. I was going to go all in. I was going to do all this real estate stuff. I still mess around with it a little bit. We just bought a house last week. But I did realize you can't be doing all these things at once. You're going to drive yourself, crazy.
Yeah.
You
because you would be working through the day, and then didn't you used to have to go home and then go to the property that you were trying to flip or rent out and go work?
I did everything myself. I did the full renovation. I've bought a couple more since then, and I've subbed it all out. But even subbing everything out, it still takes up a lot of time, and you just can't do. If you want to be the best painting company in the area, you can't be also buying, flipping, doing real estate. Like, you can only really be the best at one thing. And
exactly, I believe that for sure.
Yeah, I got completely pulled away from where the painting business could be, and I think since last time we talked, I've focused. I haven't bought, I just bought a house now, but that was my first one I bought in a year. And just this year, we came in after winter with just one employee, and right now we got 8 full-time. We got
big growth.
Yeah, 3 really nice work vehicles, fully stocked. We got all the nice ladder racks, all the right tools in there. So now we're becoming that company that I want to be,
that premier company. Yeah. What have you learned though? If you were to talk to that old Skylar man who had the vision for his painting company, what was the mindset shift that could give you to, I think it's hyper growth. You're going from 1 employee almost a little over a year ago to 8, 3 vehicles now. Like, what was the shift? What was that thing?
Well, a lot of it was just reinvesting back. I was taking a lot of the money out. I was still making good money when it was just me and, a couple guys, but I was running all over the place. And, it came to investing. And then I also had the switch where it's like, you can look at any home service company in the area and it's like, what are the best companies doing? Their guys aren't subcontractors. They're either ground employees. Like, do they have nice vans, or do they have $2,000 trucks with like a spray paint on the side saying their company name? You know, like they got the nice trucks, they got the nice ladder rack, they got the right tools. Everyone's in a nice uniform. And I thought I was like saving money the first couple of years. Like, I don't need that. Like, we got the $3,000 20-year-old Dodge Ram with a ladder rack. Like, we get it done. We don't need
Still
this.
says Green Line Home Services on it.
I still got that van sitting outside that truck sitting outside my house. It hasn't been used in probably a year. That's on the to-do list. But yeah, I thought I could get by like skating through the minimum. And, I said, what are the big companies doing? And that's what I got to do. There's no secrets here. It's out there. You see what everyone else is doing.
Right. So it actually was about taking the money that you were earning, turning it back into the business. And even though at first it feels like, man, that's a lot, you started to see it as an investment in really what sounds like it's a great opportunity for people, man. I actually used, I know you know this, but I used your ad in my hiring training I did. And one thing I loved about it was like, dude, it just screamed better opportunity. And when I talk to people about hiring all the time, I know you listen to some of my podcasts. When it comes to hiring, it's just like, what do we do to attract talent? It's the same thing with marketing. What do we do to attract customers? Everyone's looking for a great experience. That's not any different between somebody looking for a great experience and where they go to work versus a great experience with what they spend their money on. And it sounds like you're satisfying both at the same time. That's how it's done. Does that make sense? Like, you follow me on that?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So your ad, bro, like, I think one thing that I really stuck out to me, like, first thing it says, like, do you feel undervalued? Like, or do you feel unappreciated? Tell me a little bit about that ad and some of the talent that you've generated off of that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like the bar is just set so low in, especially painting and even multiple services, but probably even more so in painting than other fields. And, you get a lot of people working for these bosses that it's just, it's them, they got their two guys, and they bring a guy on, and he's a new guy, and he treats him like he's supposed to have been working there for 10 years and knows how everything done, all that kind of stuff. So pretty much almost all of my, over 80% of my people now had no painting experience, or they had painting. Like, I have one guy that had painting experience doing industrial. So like my foreman, no previous painting experience either. So we like brought him in, we hired for the attitude, hired people that wanted to be, like a good atmosphere, that actually care about the brand and are like generally happy people in their lives. And, we taught them painting, and it's,
so one guy in particular, he's actually the guy we call the unicorn. It's a running joke. If you ever see Skylar post something about Kirk, just throw in that unicorn emoji in the comments. Because that's what he is. He's a unicorn. Tell me about how you've invested in his growth, right? So what's his journey look like from when he came to you, and how is his growth now? That's a pretty good topic to dive into. I want to hear about that.
Yeah. So,
no, it's like, yeah. Actually, we just let him go yesterday.
no, Kurt's great. He's actually on vacation this week. So
nice.
I haven't talked to him since Friday, but he gets his paid week off. So he's taking that for his
cool paid week off.
Yeah. So good for him.
And, he's probably very happy right now.
Yeah. So it's cool. I like to take people, like, he was working in the food business, not making great money. And, I knew he had great potential. I actually courted him for like multiple months to come join the company. And,
wow.
He was kind of afraid to make that leap. And
was he your waiter at your favorite restaurant?
No, he was just like a cook at a bakery, and
cool.
working, like, he'd have to get there like 2 a.m. to start cooking the croissants or whatever,
Oh no.
And I was like, man, dude, you're gonna come work this nice 8 to 4 shift. And he's been able to like just take on more responsibility as he goes. I push him a lot. Sometimes he gives me a little pushback, but it's because I know these guys I hire, like, they're capable of great things. Like, it's not like I'm not gonna like plug them into one piece, and I want to see them grow. So I keep giving them more opportunity. I ask them to take on more things, and sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes we have to have hard conversations about it, but they've always been able to manage, and that's the kind of company, we're
Right.
growing. It's like there's growth
Yeah.
opportunity here, and that's expected.
Yeah, I mean, you're one of the people that I've seen, kind of get to a position where you're able to remove yourself from the production, and people right now as we speak, their houses are being painted, right?
That's right.
And you're at 1:50 p.m. on a Wednesday having a nice calm conversation with me. And I always reiterate that on the podcast is like, if you're relaxed right now, you've earned that. And having people like Kirk is the reason why. But it's the growth, man. Again, better opportunity, man, and that's huge. And it's you got to really be thinking about though, like how to create a better opportunity. Like you've really got to be like a student of that. And I think it's important to put yourself in the position of an employee. Like, where would you want to work? Like, what would you want as an employee, and try to align your business with that? You like do that a lot? Like, do you think about that?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I worked for a guy that I was making $15 an hour for, and he was giving me like 30 hours a week. And,
Yeah.
that lasted for maybe like 6 months. And there was no,
But little did you know what's crazy though? Little did he know that there was a $1 million a year business owner under his care.
yeah,
Isn't that nuts?
yeah,
That the potential that was suppressed out of you, to where had he given you the right support, the right environment, created the right culture, gave you the right tools, you could have actually winded up being a supervisor for his operation and took a completely different path.
yeah,
Isn't that nuts,
yeah,
dude? And
yeah.
my question for those listening, how many business owners do you have right now sitting under your care that you're not cultivating? And I'm not saying cultivating, like, because some people suppress that, right? Some people don't want them to start businesses. I mean, it is what it is. We want our best help, but if you eliminate that, chances are you're going to find that they're going to be loyal anyway. But if you actually make it to where you're trying to suppress somebody, they want to leave. Because I experienced that. Did you?
Yeah, no, I mean, there was definitely just no room for growth there at all. Like it was something that was like passing the time. Like I don't think I still know the guy to this day, and he has people, and they're okay just
Yeah.
making their
Yeah.
dollar. They're
There's
coming
just
in, they're
nothing
working.
there. It's like, hey, come to work. There's
Yeah,
no there's no umph, bro. There's no like motivation. There's no like completion. There's no team, bro. No camaraderie, you know? Like, bro, I think again, you and I operate businesses similar. That four-man team, even though it's expensive, there's way more than just getting jobs done faster. Don't you notice this camaraderie that occurs when three or more people are working together, that like you can't really explain, but it creates loyalty, and it just creates this like energy throughout the company. Do you know what I'm talking about?
oh, I mean, it's just I've worked alone. Like when I was working with that guy, I was doing projects by myself, and it's just
I know,
draining.
yeah.
Like you go to
You're
work
just
and
like
have to do something by yourself.
you're in this abandoned apartment building,
Yeah,
just
it,
fixing plumbing.
it's absolutely draining when you're there with four
Yeah,
people. You're hanging out. You guys are all going to get lunch together.
right.
If it's an empty house, there's probably a lot of BSing going on. If there's nothing to keep quiet about, but like as long as they get the job done, like I'm happy, and they have fun. We try to do team events
Yeah,
with everything, and
yeah, love it.
yeah, like I don't know if you could try to like suppress a future business owner, but it's if they're truly like I would have always found my path to this, but not everyone's up for that. But the people that do come in, they still want growth. They don't have to be a future business owner. Like they still want opportunity. Like the guy I have running Kirk's crew right now, he came to me at the beginning of the summer, and he's been crushing it. He's been learning so much from Kirk, and I have like full confidence in him this week that the job's
Next up.
I checked in on Monday. He called me just like
Nice.
right before we got on this and gave me an update, and it was like things are going good. So
Yeah, he's next up.
yep.
And that's building leaders from within, man. I love that, dude. That's great, man. And so what's the revenue goal this year for you?
Well, we started slow at the beginning of the year with one employee, so we've slowly been amping up. But we did our last month in August. We did our
One
first
employee at the beginning of the year.
yeah,
That's
yep,
crazy. We
yep.
are now
I
in
mean, we had
September.
four in the summer, and then we slowed down.
Yeah,
We got to it was just
yeah.
me and one. now we got 8, and yeah, we did our first 100K month in August.
Nice.
So
Produced or sold?
produced.
That's the number we like.
Yeah.
Can you produce it? That's great.
Yeah.
That's huge.
So, yeah.
That's
So that
huge.
was crazy. I didn't even find that out till like after the fact, Um, but I just like now with the solid team that I have built, like I know that I haven't even been able to put the gas on like marketing or anything like that. Like I did 4 quotes yesterday. I asked every single person where they found us. Every single one was through some type of word of mouth, Facebook, seeing the vans, yard signs.
Huge. Yeah.
It's all word of mouth, and it's we provide that good experience, and it just continues to multiply. So I'm really excited to go into next year with a solid team, and hit that busy season.
Like a full year at capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool, man. When are you gonna give up the estimating? That hurts a little bit, huh?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I don't know. I'm just getting to the point where I'm kind of like full doing estimates. I have
You're
a
in a
14
flow.
scheduled.
So so maybe like, doing that for like 2 years is not a bad move.
No,
because it's
no,
probably
and I'm
not
still
much. You
enjoying
probably
it.
align your schedule to do a couple in the morning, right? Like, 3 or 4 in the morning,
Yeah.
right? Are you pre-qualifying people over the phone on price?
We don't pre-qualify on price. We do want to make sure it's
The right job,
the
right?
right job. So we're not coming in for, something super small. We'll see. I'll talk to them on the phone and try to like, hey, maybe you want to do, another room or two.
Has that ever worked out for you where you've like talked and convinced somebody who initially thought they wanted something to do a larger project?
Yeah, it usually does. I just went to a quote this morning. The guy wanted one dormer painted, and I was like, listen, like, you got this other stuff that needs done. There's 3 other small dormers, and then this stuff. And he's like, all right, we'll just
What
get
did
it all
that
done.
turn into? What was that quote? How much?
I think that was like 1,700.
See, which would have been what initially, like $300-400?
Just well, it wouldn't have even been worth it to go out there. But
Yeah, it wouldn't have
just
been
the
worth
dormer,
it.
like as a line item, would have been like $400.
Yeah, but still, you capitalize on the opportunity. There's people that will hear that and be like, oh no, we don't do it. But I like that but you're able to do that because you are a full-time estimator and salesperson right now.
Yeah.
So if like you were in the brush, you'd be like, dude, I can't even go out there to see that. Like, see, that's how vital it is to get out. So you have the ability to just like amplify that growth, creating the opportunities. I'm at a point now where I won't even take 3 dormers. Like, there's no way. That would just throw a wrench in my scheduling.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't even know how to schedule that. Like we don't bounce from job to job during the day. So like I'd have to think about how to put 2 guys on there for a whole day, get it pressure washed. Like, I mean, dude, I would never take that. I would be like, yeah, man, actually, would you like me to give you a quote for the full house?
Yeah. Yeah.
Full house needs to be done, bud.
This was a brick one, but
Oh yeah.
we'll head over there, and it'll just be a nice little 1-day filler job. And I kind of
like,
told
yeah,
him,
you want to you want to paint the bricks? You ever think about painting them white?
yeah, but that'll be a nice little filler job. We don't set them like hard on the schedule. It's like, hey,
are you trying to sell on the spot, or are you coming home and emailing them? What are you doing?
So I would say like I'm selling on the spot. I'm making sure I'm actually, selling our company and our value and all that kind of things. But we do send the quotes usually at the end of the day.
Yeah, you're at a point where you could do that now.
Yeah, and we have a really good reputation in the community. People have usually seen us around multiple times. So, but before I was definitely selling on the spot, taking full advantage of that like heightened emotion. Like, hey, let's just get it done right now. Like, let's just sign now. But we don't have to press that as much, and I probably wouldn't get as many estimates done either. So
right. Yeah, that's good, man. It's good stuff, dude. The growth is motivating, man. It's motivating. So let's end it with this, dude. What is next steps, man? Where are you headed next year? Just trying to get a full year of that like 8-man team, seeing what you're capable of.
Yeah, so we're definitely scaling up next year. I would like to get a project manager position. I'd like to get a estimator position and kind of move myself out of those things. And
are you thinking, do you know how I do the estimates, right? Like with with Chris.
Yeah.
He just gets hourly to go do it. Have you thought about that? Or are you looking for more of a commission?
I have thought about doing that. So that is a possibility. I might kind of test that out a little bit. I think the first position I would hire is a project, and that would be a promotion within the company, would be someone more that's like in project management and in touch up and in like any issues that pop up. But I don't see that coming about. Like next year, I'd like to hit 4.
I think like a full-time project manager that just does project management should be in charge of when you have 3 full crews. Like, because what I found is like, if you do that hybrid position, that's what I'm at. I have the hybrid position where Chris does both project management of 2 crews. 1 crew he doesn't even need to look at. I mean, they're just so like on it, dude.
Yeah.
But the other crew sometimes needs help, so he'll go help them. And it's like, if he were just doing project management with that promotion, it really wouldn't be worth it. Like, so for me, that's why I came up with that, to where he's balancing out his day with going to do estimates. So that kind of, but maybe if there were 3 crews, I could justify that because he'd be jumping around all day.
Yeah, no, this would be with 4 crews underneath
4.
the project manager. So like, I think once we have 4 crews, we'll have enough touch up work and
Nice.
going around and kind of managing everything. So
Nice.
I think that's easily achievable.
Have you ever thought about franchising?
No,
not in the works.
I don't think I'll ever do that. I think once I get
maybe branches, thinking about maybe some branches around the area.
Possibly branches. The thing is, there's so much work. I stay in like such a small area, and there's so much work.
Yeah, dude.
I think I could probably grow to like 6 or 7 full-time crews and still not drive more than 30 minutes away from my house. So I don't think there's any reason to branch out. I do still love doing real estate, like we talked about earlier. So I'd get more into that once I have more time freedom. But
oh man, I love it. All right, we'll catch you next year.
All right, sounds good, Tanner.
All right, thanks, bro. I'll catch you later.
All right, I'll see you.
Dripjobs CRM is finally here. That's right. So Dripjobs is an automation platform for contractors, home service professionals that's going to automatically follow up with your customers. It's going to allow you to send invoices, estimates. It's going to allow you to send out blast marketing emails to individuals based on where they are in the buying process. This software is next level. And I'm reaching out to you. You're a listener of this podcast, and I want you to be one of the first ones to give it a shot. So if you want to see what Dripjobs can do for your business, I'd love for you to head over to dripjobs.com, sign up for a free demo, and get your team involved, and let us sit with you and show you how powerful this software is. It's going to save you time, it's going to make you money, and you're going to love the features that are built into Dripjobs. So if you want to check it out, head over to dripjobs.com, and we will give you first priority, being a podcast listener, to be one of the very first to try out Dripjobs in your home service business. I'm super excited to share that with you, and I'll catch you on the next episode.